spicy sides.
From breaking headlines to backroom whispers.
All served hot and fresh. Hello there, I'm Monique Tuzon.
And I'm Ferdi Salvador. Glad to have you with us.
And I'm Mai Rodriguez. This is the Daily Dish on a Wednesday.
It's a
Happy hump
Wednesday.
day, halfway through the week.
Yes, how are you guys? Thank you for joining us today.
And-
Big stories again.
Yes,
Again.
what's on the headlines? What do they want to hear from
12
us?
luxury cars of the so-called queen of flood control projects, Sara Vizcaya, have been accounted for apparently by the Bureau of Customs.
Guys, talo pa si Houdini. The cars appeared and disappeared. I mean, disappeared then appeared. I said, wow.
So
ang
we've
galing.
solved the case of the ghost car.
The ghost cars, they
Yeah.
came
Yes.
back.
And then, of course, Alex Ayala.
Alex Ayala, yes. What's new on Alex Ayala?
She is
Yes,
doing
Ferdi, what
very
are we
well
doing in the sports world?
Guadalajara.
Yes.
So we're very happy with Alex Ayala. Keep going, sweetie. You can do it, right?
Exactly. And can I just say, guys, if you guys are wondering why I'm a different shade of red, this is still red because they said I'm not wearing red.
There is
This
a debate
red.
right now
Yes.
if what she's
Let
wearing
me
is
pull up my
actually
phone.
red, but we're saying it's burgundy.
Okay, I
Yes.
googled is burgundy red. Yes, it's a shade of red, rich dark red. So
But
pasok pa
no,
ako.
not actually on air. She doesn't look like she's wearing burgundy. She looks like she's wearing brown. So,
Oh, no.
case closed on the ghost outfit.
Still, the theme of the day should be red.
Red. See, we're wearing
I'm
red.
still wearing red. It's
Also,
okay.
but,
Yeah.
kudos to also new DPWH Secretary Vince
Yeah, he's doing a
Dizon.
lot.
Yeah, he hit
Yes,
the ground
he
running.
has a lot on his plate, a big challenge for him, given this ghost project scandal.
Yes, especially with this interview with Pinky.
Yeah, he was here last
yes,
night
at
for
On
On
Point.
Point.
That gave me a lot of perspective regarding what he wants to do, and
Right.
he was honest with how long it's gonna take and his gargantuan task.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're gonna
World
hear a lot
word.
more about what's on his plate, ordering a clean sweep of the DPWH. We have reporters on the ground for these stories, and we have more later in the show.
And don't forget our guests.
Yes,
Yes,
go
we
ahead.
have Chal Del Rosario as our guest today. We almost forgot, guys.
We're talking about
yes,
travel,
everything travel.
and the ladies are taking over this interview because
Ferdi
it's
has
gonna
to
be
travel somewhere.
it's gonna be a sisterhood of travel. So
Listen
Those are
up
traveling
if you
pants.
want pro tips
Yes.
on how to travel in style, hassle-free. Yes, Chal will be with us in a bit. Stay tuned.
This is my daily dish. This is my daily dish. My daily dish. My daily dish. This is my daily dish. This is my daily dish.
In today's headlines, weed out corruption. DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon seeks an immigration lookout order for personalities involved in the flood control scandal. He also orders the suspension of locally funded DPWH projects. All accounted for, the Bureau of Customs seals the 12 luxury vehicles of the Vizcaya family to see if proper taxes were paid for. In sports, the country's tennis superstar Alex Ayala triumphantly returns to the Guadalajara Open. And after the viral kiss cam during Coldplay's concert, another CEO is fired for a forbidden love affair. The biggest story today, the new DPWH chief gets down to business as he asks the Justice Department to issue an immigration lookout bulletin order for controversial figures in the flood control scandal. For the details, Paulo Barcelon now joins us live from Quezon City. Hi, Paulo. Who is covered by this immigration lookout order?
May among those personalities that were listed by newly installed Secretary Vince Dizon of the DPWH are flood control royalties Curly and Sara Vizcaya, the general manager of Wow Builders Mark Alan Arevalo, and DPWH officials Henry Alcantara and Bryce Hernandez. Also among the list are top honchos of companies who bagged major flood control projects. Dizon says this is to ensure that investigations on the flood control scandal will proceed without delay. In a bid to also further weed out corruption at the source, Dizon has also ordered a 2-week pause on the bidding of all locally funded DPWH projects to allow the agency to put safeguards against corruption. The DPWH chief says they need to review and study all projects on the president's orders, saying that President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. does not want any more of taxpayer money going down the drain. Bye.
So what projects, Paolo, have been ordered for review, and will this affect overseas funded projects?
Well, Mai, Secretary Dizon says all locally funded DPWH projects that are under bidding, that bidding will be suspended. So whether it's for flood control, whether it's for infrastructure, whether it's for roads, these are currently suspended for 2 weeks to allow the agency to put safeguards in place. Because we talked to Secretary Dizon earlier, and he said that this is just one way of trying to prune corruption from the source. So from the bidding process, they will determine what processes need to be changed, what processes need to be kept, and after 2 weeks they will resume bidding for these locally funded projects. Now, if we're talking about foreign funded projects, these will continue as planned. And if you're going to ask me about projects that have already been awarded, Secretary Dizon says they will honor the awarding of these projects and will closely monitor its implementation to avoid the presence of the so-called ghost projects which have been hounding the DPWH as of late.
So, Paolo, still on the flood control scandal, you joined Pasig Mayor Vico Soto as he checked out the construction of the Ortigas subway station. How did he weigh in on this flood control scandal? I know he has been vocal in recent weeks about this issue.
Well, we asked earlier, Mai, if Mayor Soto will attend the Senate probe on the ongoing flood control. Not just Senate, but different houses of Congress are holding probes. He said that if he is required by any chamber of Congress to attend these probes, he's willing to attend them. That these discussions on flood control would not end anytime soon. And he also says that the local government of Pasig is cooperating, doing its share in finding out what caused these messes. He says that documents have been turned over by the Pasig LGU to relevant authorities. Mai.
Right. So, Paolo, finally this morning, Acting Secretary Giovanni Lopez also formally took over the reins of the DOTR from Secretary Dizon. What are his marching orders?
Well, it's really mostly continuity, Mai, of different policies. Secretary Lopez says that the agency will still continue going after erring drivers. They will still continue addressing corruption in the DOTR. In fact, he weighed in on a recent report of corruption in the LTO in Region 2, and he says that these personnel have now been sanctioned properly by the agency. He also gave updates on some very important projects in the transportation sector, among them that the PUV modernization program will continue. They are still finding ways to have drivers who haven't been consolidated yet to find a way to consolidate themselves. He also says that a department order that will legalize and formalize the inclusion of motorcycle taxis in the country's public utility transport mix is still being finalized, and we can expect these updates to continue in the coming weeks. Finally, he also gave an update on the construction of big ticket transport infrastructure projects such as the NSCR, the North-South Commuter Railway, and the Metro Manila Subway. He says that they are finding ways to address right-of-way issues, and that hopefully they can find a way to at least accomplish a big part of these right-of-way issues by the year ends. Mike.
Right, so much to do in the transportation department as well. Thanks, Paolo. Paolo Barcelon there, live from Quezon City. We have this just in. President Bongbong Marcos orders a sweeping review of the DPWH's 2026 budget. On Tuesday, Senate President Cheese Escudero pressed Malacanang to weed out wasteful infrastructure items from the 2026 national budget and urged President Marcos to veto these outright, saying public funds should instead go to programs with real impact. We'll give you more details on this story as they become available. The Bureau of Customs has secured the 12 unregistered luxury vehicles that belong to controversial DPWH contractors Sara and Curly Discaya. BOC Commissioner Ariel Nepomuceno emphasized that any discrepancies will lead to the full collection of duties and taxes. All vehicles have been sealed, which are now guarded by Customs and the Philippine Coast Guard. On Tuesday morning, only 3 out of 12 unregistered luxury vehicles were found when Customs officials searched the Discaya's garage. The Senate is now looking into other possible resource persons to invite to help shed light on the flood control scandal. Hannah T is live from the Senate. Hannah, who are these personalities being considered now?
My Pasig City Mayor Vico Soto may just be invited in one of the Senate probes on the anomalies of flood control projects. His uncle, Senate Minority Leader Tito Soto, said the mayor may be invited in one of the Senate probes should the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee need his input. Earlier today, the mayor expressed his openness to appear before the committee since once invited by the Congress, it is required to attend. Mayor Vico was once the rival of Sara Discaya in this year's mayoral race. He earlier flagged the irregularities of the statements of Discaya in the previous Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing. Discaya, president of Alpha and Omega General Contractor and Development Corporation, admitted to owning 9 construction firms, some of them discovered to have cornered billions worth of flood control projects since 2022. Meanwhile, Senator Soto clarifies there's no agreement among senators to stay silent over the possible involvement of Senator Mark Villar in flood control projects. This after it was noticed that the senators did not talk about Villar's role as former DPWH secretary under the Duterte administration. Soto denied that there was any such deal, saying the issue hasn't been raised in the Blue Ribbon hearing yet.
Wala naman kami ganun. Wala naman, hindi naman nabibring up pa eh. Ewan ko kung mabibring up sa susunod na hearing pa sa ano yan. Pero paggawa ng batas nito, kailangan yung mga nakakaalam ay dapat tanungin natin.
Soto explained that questions on Villar's role are more likely to surface during budget deliberations, particularly on DPWH funds. Former Senate Finance Committee Chair Grace Poe and former House Appropriations Committee Chair Zaldi Co could also be asked about their handling of past budgets. The discussions on the 2026 budget may review irregularities from that of 2025 and even 2024. It can be recalled that this year's budget for DPWH is at a whopping 1 trillion pesos, and issues on budget insertions surfaced which may have been done allegedly by lawmakers. Back to you, Mai.
Thank you, Hannah T, reporting to us live from the Senate. Deliberations on the Department of Education's proposed 2026 budget is underway. Our Joan Manalo is reporting live from the Batasang Pambansa for more on this. So Joan, how much is the DepEd requesting and what are its allocations?
Today marks the House Appropriations Committee's deliberation on the proposed 2026 budget of the Department of Education. DepEd Secretary Sonny Angara noted that the agency is requesting 928.5 billion pesos to be utilized by DepEd and its 6 attached agencies. This represents an 18.9% increase from its 2025 appropriation of 779.2 billion pesos. Angara emphasized that the 2026 proposed budget is the highest in recent history, reflecting the Marcos administration's commitment to strengthen the education sector. It was also presented that the education sector as a whole will receive 1.224 trillion pesos under the proposed national budget, marking the first time the Philippines has allocated 4% of its gross domestic product to education, in line with UNESCO standards. DepEd also reported its budget utilization rate for fiscal year 2025 as of August 14, standing at 54% or 443.77 billion pesos utilized 4 months before the year ends. Key highlights of DepEd's 2026 budget include improving teacher support. The agency aims to fund 32,916 teacher items to close the gap in 2024. They also plan to deploy 11,268 administrative officers to help deload principals of administrative work and create 10,000 school counselor associate items to promote learner mental health and well-being amid concerns on bullying and mental health issues and support. As of press time, the interpellation is still ongoing and we expect more updates in the next few hours. Mai.
Joan, you mentioned mental health and bullying. How does the DepEd aim to address these issues in the next fiscal year?
Mai Angara aims to equip public school teachers of various trainings such as psychosocial first aid, child protection courses, and other relevant training and support systems to be able to ensure that educators respond correctly and responsibly to mental health crisis in schools. Mai.
Thank you, Joan Manalo, live from the Batasang Pambansa. The Bureau of Immigration implements the mass deportation of 49 South Korean fugitives. Andrea Salve joins us now for the details. Andrea, what crimes are they facing?
Mai, in a landmark operation, the Bureau of Immigration has carried out the mass deportation of 49 South Korean fugitives from the Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 3 earlier today. These fugitives are allegedly involved in various financial crimes. This is the largest mass deportation of South Korean fugitives since 2017, when 47 individuals were flown back to their home country. The BI's Deportation and Implementation Unit partnered with the South Korean Embassy and the Korean National Police Agency, who provided logistical support for the effort. These individuals are wanted in South Korea for crimes including illegal gambling, large-scale fraud, embezzlement, and online scamming. They are now tagged as undesirable aliens by the Bureau of Immigration as well. The earliest arrest in this group dates back to 2018. BI Commissioner Joel Anthony Viado took the opportunity to open up about the challenges arising during deportation proceedings, including 2 incidents of fugitives filed with the local cases. He says an investigation is underway whether these cases are legitimate or simply another modus to delay the deportation. Viado adds that this batch of deportees are escorted on a chartered flight to Incheon, South Korea, which departed around 11 a.m. today. He hopes that this move serves as a reminder to foreign fugitives that the Philippines is not a safe haven for them. Mai.
Andrea Salve there reporting. Thank you, Andrea. A former DPWH engineer has admitted certifying a 55 million peso flood control project in Bulacan as complete, even though it was never built. Henry Alcantara told lawmakers at yesterday's House hearing he relied only on documents and photos from subordinates and never inspected the site himself. His admission came during the hearing on alleged irregularities in flood control projects, where lawmakers warned such practices enable corruption. The probe also noted that 5 of 16 invited contractors, including firms linked to the Diskaya family, failed to attend the session, prompting the panel to issue subpoenas. The House Committee on Ethics and Privileges is preparing for potential complaints against Leyte 4th District Representative Richard Gomez. Committee head J.C. Abalos assured that 12 members have been elected for the panel and is awaiting the election of other members. He also made clear that civil and criminal remedies are available against any member of Congress. This comes after Gomez made public the names and contact details of reporters who reached out to him for a statement on the flood control issue, accusing them to be part of a media spin. Gomez has since apologized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues in Congress. Thank you for this opportunity to defend myself and clarify some facts. To the members of the press who took offense in my social media post, I sincerely apologize. Sensitive information has been removed. I understand that the media endeavored to get my side of the story. I acknowledge your efforts. I'm sorry, and I could have handled it better.
Business tycoon Manuel V. Pangilinan is reportedly in talks to acquire prime water infrastructure from former Senator Manny Villar. Sources say Metro Pacific Water, a subsidiary of Pangilinan-led MPIC, is eyeing full control of the utility, which serves over 1.7 million households, but has long faced criticism over poor service and high rates. Villar has hinted at divesting from prime water, calling it a political liability. A deal would bolster Pangilinan's water portfolio, already anchored by Maynilad in Metro Manila and Cavite, and comes as government tightens oversight of underperforming utilities. China rolls out its largest ever military parade Wednesday, with Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un seated alongside Xi Jinping at Tiananmen Square. The spectacle marked 80 years since Japan's World War II defeat, with Xi using the event to project China's growing influence and to call for a new global order less dependent on the United States. For Putin, the gathering cemented deeper energy ties with Beijing, while Kim seized the rare opportunity to appear on the world stage, accompanied by his daughter, Ju in her international debut. In Indonesia, authorities admit using tear gas and rubber bullets near universities for the first time as clashes with protesters erupted in West Java Monday night. Students sheltered inside campuses as police tried to break up crowds. The arrest was sparked by anger over government spending and intensified after a police vehicle ran over a motorcycle taxi driver. Student groups accused security forces of silencing dissent. President Prabowo Subianto has vowed a firm response to the violence, even as the United Nations calls for investigations into alleged abuses.
A triumphant return to action for Filipino tennis star Alex Ayala in Mexico. The women's world number 75 cruised past 187th ranked Ariane Hartono of the Netherlands in straight sets to open her campaign at the Guadalajara Open. Up next for Ayala is world number 122 Varvara Lepchenko of the US on Thursday. This is Alex's first competition since she crashed out of the US Open last month against Spain's Cristina Bursa. A potential major shakeup in the PBA. Reports say Pure Blends Corporation is closing in on fully acquiring the North Point Batang Pierre franchise. Sources explain the deal has already been settled at 90 million pesos, but it awaits a stamp of approval from the PBA Board of Governors. If approved, Pure Blends will be starting from scratch. They will inherit a solid North Fork core, a team that reached the semifinals of the Commissioner's Cup last season. A new chapter begins for Vogue US. Chloe Mile has been named the new head of editorial content, succeeding legendary Anna Wintour after her iconic 4-decade run. A familiar face in Vogue, Mile brings more than 10 years of experience to the role. She most recently led the charge at Vogues.com and co-hosted the magazine's popular podcast, The Run Through. What do you think about that, Anna Wintour, huh?
Yeah, actually, you know what? We've been speaking a lot about Nepo babies. She's actually a Nepo baby.
She is?
Her parents, hold on, I pulled this up. Her parents
She did her research.
I love also that Anna Wintour is not completely out of Vogue, right?
But she's now set up herself as, you know, the global chief of Vogue.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so her parents are actress Candice Bergen, who was the bad person in what's her name? Sandra Bullock's movie Miss Congeniality, and then her dad is a director, screenwriter, Luis Mal, and they're both Oscar nominees. So
is that what you consider a Nepo baby?
Yeah, I mean, it's still within the industry, so technically she's still Nepo baby, but I've never heard of her until now. I'm excited to see what she's gonna do.
I'm excited to see that too. Anyway, in other news, my American rapper Cardi B has been cleared in a $24 million civil assault case. A California jury took less than an hour to rule in her favor, rejecting claims by a former security guard. The plaintiff alleged physical assault and racial slurs. Claims the rapper firmly denied. Outside court, Cardi B warned future accusers she'll countersue next time. Watch out.
Coming up next, we're catching up with a woman of passion and purpose. Chal Lontoc-Del Rosario is with us live after the break. The Daily Dish will be right back.
This is my daily dish. This is my daily dish.
And hello, welcome back. You're still watching The Daily Dish. Now, our guest today has many titles in her name. Host, entrepreneur, performer, and at the heart of it all, a passionate traveler. Wow, that's 4.
Whether she's on stage or steering the ship at a travel company, she brings purpose, play, and passion to everything that she does.
And today we ask, how does she juggle all these roles and still catch flights? So with us today is Chal Lontoc-Del Rosario. Welcome, Chal.
Hello.
Thanks
So
for
happy to
catching
be
a flight
here.
to us, to Bilyonaryo.
I've landed, all aboard.
Another multifaceted woman.
Yeah, we read 4, I
multi-hyphenate.
counted kanina.
Yes, you wear many hats, right? As we've mentioned earlier. But what makes you more excited to get up in the morning? That's what I'd like to know.
I think it's really all about curiosity. A lot of people say follow your passion, but I'm more of follow your curiosity. So every time that I get up and do something, the day is always different. I get to meet new people. I get to talk to new people. I get to fight with new people. I'm just kidding. I get to make sure that, I get to take care of new things and learn new things as well. So I think
What
it's
is
really that.
a normal day like for you?
Wow, so I always start my day with taking care of myself. And this is real, a little mantra. And then afterwards, hit the gym, go straight to the office, do Zoom meetings. I'm also part of a board for Travel Association. And then at night, it's back home with my kids.
You are
That's
so
the
busy.
routine. And I also do schooling for flight school. So hopefully,
Yes. I
soon,
heard.
soon.
When will you be a certified pilot?
That is a question. That is the
Excited
question.
for that.
I'm
Crazy.
currently a student, so definitely by October, I'll be having my hands on the yoke and the wheel and everything.
There you go,
else.
girl. I want to focus on your
Yeah.
travels because now you're going to fly yourself to your travels.
That's the plan. That's the
honestly,
plan.
I was like, I'm going to join you. But let's focus on your travels. Are you team backpack or team maleta?
Team Baleta, tapos na ako sa backpack.
Did you backpack though before?
Okay, not the backpacking life, but I do remember early on in my life, I would join adventure racing, 7 days with just one backpack, side A, side. No, I'm just kidding.
I feel you.
No,
I'm
not that
backpack.
We all know what that
you
is.
gotta experience it too when you're younger. But I always say it's good to always visit a place twice in your life. One is when you're on a budget and you're really just exploring the place. And the second time is to experience something a little bit more luxurious later on. So twice in your life when you're younger and
Yeah.
when you're a little bit more mature and more learned.
And for you, what are those 2 places? Your budget and your luxury that you've been to twice in your life?
Oh, a lot, a lot.
But
I'll
if
start
you
off
had
with
to-
Taiwan. I'll
Okay,
start
go,
off with
go, go.
Taiwan because
Okay.
it's my favorite place. Next after Philippines, of course. Taiwan, I've done the whole. I've got 7,000 pesos in my wallet and it's gonna last me 4 days, 3 nights, and maybe eat a meal for like 300 NT. And
But
eating
can
in
you still
street
do
food.
that today? 7,000
Actually,
for 4 days?
Yes,
Really?
5,000. Believe it or not. Yes, I just won't do it again. I just won't.
For the brave souls out there,
No,
they
because
can.
certain places. So I always say, Taiwan, the beauty of it is that you've got all of these street food and they're known for it. Michelin bibs on street food. And you really get to have a meal, a full-on meal with all of these titles of being a Michelin bib, being part of the 100 best of this and that. And it's cheap. It's 100 NT. And you could get full with that, 150, 200. It really depends on you na lang, diba? How you do it. But it's very possible. People are doing it right now, especially with social media. You see a lot of people, playing around with it.
And
Now,
the
what about
other
your
one,
luxury?
No, the other one, the other travel destination that you've been to twice, aside from Taiwan.
I usually really go back. So Turkey, my third favorite
Oh,
place
that's on
is
my
Turkey.
bucket list.
It's a must. So Turkey, I've done it tipid, and I've done it, where you get to really ride a speedboat, a yacht in the middle of the river. So these two ways of traveling really open up your eyes because one, you really get to meet the people, talk to them on the streets, and the other one, you get to experience service. Service, how they really cater to people. So that's another place that I would also say. But there's so much. I think it really just depends on your budget plus what you're comfortable with because no one wants to travel uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are your tips for packing light? Because I think we all struggle with that.
Packing
like,
light.
But you are a team.
Am I the right
me.
person? Do you pack light?
Girl, no.
I do. I always strive to
I have
pack
like 2
light.
outfits a day
Okay.
at least.
But you are team maleta now.
Yes.
So, but what are the essentials that we should stick to?
Okay, I'll start off with this. I really, really highly suggest of people taking advantage of that extra 7 to 10 kilos of hand carry that the airlines give it to you for free.
Yeah.
Right? Because oftentimes, or when I was younger, I would just carry on my bag, or maybe a backpack. But later on, you realize, hold on, they're giving us 10 kilos for free. Might as well take
Right.
advantage of it, especially for domestic flights. I've had those flights where I don't put in a luggage anymore and I just carry something with me, and 3 days 2 nights you could actually do that. Just make sure it's 100 ml.
That is very doable for
So,
3 days, 2 nights.
Yes,
very
diba?
doable. Yeah.
It's kaya. So you really have to take advantage of that. And people tend to say, no, it's okay, I pack light. No, use it. It's free. It's part of what the airline gives you. You never know. You get to buy pasalubongs. You get to carry. Because I travel with a lot of people who always tend to buy a luggage.
That's literally me. Everywhere I go, I always buy a luggage. I always overbuy.
Towards the end, you know?
Yes, because it's always for the pasalubong that you add up
Yeah.
to your luggage.
And you make it
yes.
an excuse like, oh, I need to buy a luggage, and you end up 2 hours searching for a luggage towards the end of your travel. So
Yeah.
that's one.
I literally have
Take
like a luggage
advantage.
storage at home. I have just one room full of luggages. It's crazy.
But doesn't all your toiletries, your skincare, they also add to the bulk?
Okay,
in
this
your
is
what are your
luggage?
tips on the
Okay, that's my
skincare?
second. That's my
Yeah.
second tip. Second tip is because I travel a lot. Like someone could just tell me, Saturday, fly out. You have to do this. You have to do that. So I really have a separate kit because some people, what they do is, they get from their toiletries that
Right.
already exist in their bathrooms,
yes.
right? I really have one that's already ready where I just pick it up and dump it. And when I say it's ready, this is all measured to 100 ml.
Is it like everything, like from shampoo, conditioner, or do you
Yes.
buy at the place you're at now?
No, I do not do that anymore.
always
Although
bring
a friend
it.
would
Something
always...
on the ready. I do that also.
Yes,
I have.
you
I have a
do.
toiletry kit.
I buy when I.
But you have to remember
it's
you're
so
in a
easy
hotel.
to just
yeah.
grab that pouch, right, and dump it in your
Dump
bag.
it in and you're good to go, and you know you're not going to be held up when you start passing through the x-ray
Right.
because you've got the right measurements. And you don't forget also, if you're staying at a hotel, they oftentimes they have toiletries
They have the
already
amenity
there.
kits.
And if you really need one, a convenience store is always there. So everything it's unlike before. 20 years ago, you don't have a convenience store in every single street, right? So this one, it's really convenient and easy already. But having that ready just saves a lot of time, money, headache,
Right.
just dump. And I really have that.
Now, traveling in style, what is your OOTD for the airport? Do you think of that?
I have a real story for this. So when I was way, way, way younger, I would dress like whatever. I wouldn't care. And I realized it had, believe it or not, especially in the Philippine airport, sorry for saying
Do they
this, but
treat
this
you
is
better
true.
when you dress
Yes,
nicer?
the red lipstick works. When you enter, because you remember the rule where you have to show your passport, even the guards checking, parang sa mall, when they just, put the... so you
Red
have-
lipstick even at 2 a.m.
Red lipstick when
Better
you
than
go.
burgundy
Okay, I
lipstick,
don't
guys.
do, or that shade of red.
Yeah,
That shade of red.
this shade is good on our skin.
Okay, maybe not the lipstick anymore, but I make sure to still
Yeah.
dress up comfortably.
Noted.
So none of those, shirts with words that, could bother people, or like disheveled look and
Yeah.
all of that. So I really make it a point to fix up in the airport. Number one, it's in my industry. I'm gonna see people.
Yeah.
There's never been a time where I'm in the airport where I don't meet people in the business. So that's kind of just coming in prepared, but always comfortable. When I say comfortable, that's like sneakers or even sandals, flats.
But
yeah.
the pajama look that we see Hollywood celebrities wearing at the airport when they're traveling, is that in or out?
Pajama look has upgraded itself to athleisure.
Athleisure. That's what the thing is
right?
now, yeah.
Athleisure. Because it's just pretty much easy to put on, but still it looks put together because it's coordinates. So yeah, I'm all for comfort always, knowing me, but I know dressing up and looking the part helps you. I know it sucks, but it's true.
Definitely.
Whether the immigration.
Right, yeah, no, it's true.
No, really,
though,
with the
yeah.
immigration. I always say, there was a time where Filipinos would put online on social media of getting denied in immigration, and part of that is actually how you
Because you don't look presentable.
not just presentable, but there are certain looks that are, wearing a
Red
cap,
flags
backpack,
maybe. Oo, yeah.
all of these
Interesting.
things. So it has a lot to do with how you carry yourself.
And you have
But-
to look like your passport picture.
I don't. It's like,
Yes,
Oh, not the passport photo.
Yeah.
At the very least,
Actually, do you have tips on passport photos?
passport
Yeah,
photos.
do you have tips?
This is something that I just learned from other people as well. Because oftentimes people don't think much about it, but now with social
It's
media.
your 10-year passport.
Exactly. You're gonna have it 10 years. You're gonna have it in your visa, especially some visas.
Yeah.
You'll still need your photo as well. So might as well make sure that you get yourself pretty much looking great. So when you open it up and the immigration officer opens it up, it all starts off well.
But then if you're like wearing super glam makeup and then you go to the airport, not like, oh yes, that's me, like when I just wake up.
It's
Oh my
a good
gosh.
conversation with the
But,
officer as well.
But I'm
yeah.
actually still stuck on packing, Chal. Like, I
Yes.
need you to help me. How does one pack lighter? Like,
talaga.
I want to debunk, like, do packing cubes really work?
Okay, I'm not a packing cube girl. I'll be
Okay.
very honest. So I know a lot of people who are in
Yeah.
the organizing world oftentimes push for this. I don't see the need for it. At the most, maybe with your underwear, you could probably cover that up
Yeah.
and all, but everything else is just packed according to the day for me.
But do you like roll? Do you like do a fold,
I don't
specific
find
fold?
the
Because I
need
do
for-
rolling.
The rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, I see a lot of that and I understand how it could save space. But literally, if you are able to pre-plan your outfit, this one I do. Like day 1, day 2, day 3. It saves time not only when you're packing, but
Yeah.
also when you get to a place, you already know. Depends on the itinerary that you
They
have.
even vacuum pack the cubes now, right?
Okay,
And I think
that-
that helps for winter.
Winter, there you
clothes.
go.
Yeah, 'cause
so
it's
for winter
bulky.
clothes, surprisingly, I could stay at the place for 3 weeks or even a month, and I'd only have one luggage.
What?
One luggage.
That's
Oh my
Because I have
amazing.
thinner material
That's
siguro.
correct. Yes,
Thinner
yes.
material.
For
Yeah.
3 weeks, I
Yeah,
have
and-
like 4 luggages.
And come to think of it, for these Western countries, there's always laundry if you want to do laundry. I don't do laundry with that one luggage. Do you do laundry when you travel?
I do laundry.
Okay, I don't anymore.
I don't as well.
I do, it
But I make
depends.
sure that the fabrics are thin.
Thinner, so when you
Especially
pack-
for women's clothing.
Yeah, so-
the fabric are thin.
Like jeans are something that I don't usually bring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they're so heavy too.
Yeah, they're much heavier. They take a lot of space, and they're bulky.
Sometimes actually I wear jeans to the airport, then I'll just rewear that to wherever I am. That's
Yes,
another
it's a
that's the
travel
upside.
hack.
That's the
Give a
upside.
hack. Yeah. Oh my god. Just kidding.
Yes, yes. So, like, little things make a big difference. Definitely, when you pack, like, lots of tips for Monique. here.
Yeah, but guys, hold your
You're the
horses.
one we should be getting tips from.
I'm not the one who traveled to all the countries. I'm getting there. But hold your horses, guys. We have a lot more tea and story from Chal after the break, and probably from me then. I don't know. The Daily Dish will be right back.
This is my daily dish. This is my daily dish.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Daily Dish. Still with us, Chal Lontoc-Del Rosario. Hi, Chal. So, wait. Let's go back first on how you were able to take the reins and finally carve your path in the travel industry because you're a girl boss, a big name in the travel industry. You're part of this travel association for the Philippines.
So yes, I am the president of Giron Travel. I'm also part of the Philippine Travel Agents Association as a board and their PRO. And I really took over the business from my mom, who's a foreigner. She's Taiwanese. So when I came in, I had to restructure a lot of things because I couldn't speak fluently as she did with Japanese, Chinese, and all these other dialects. But when I did come in, wala pang social media. It wasn't super, it's really different right now, the landscape of things where everything is online and you have to post things.
Yes.
Leading that has taught me a lot, especially when I started young. I remember going to airlines and meeting the presidents of certain airlines, and they'd be like, "Okay, is your boss coming?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, it's me."
That's me.
Because usually, you're having people in the industry. It's a career it's a long path career that people take on, and having someone really young leading certain things in the industry, whether you're the airline president, a travel agent president, so on and so forth, it's quite unusual. But nowadays, it's happening more and more.
And you love traveling at a very young age. Now we see Gen Zs, millennials,
Oh, yeah.
traveling for like a mental reset, right? So what is your travel tip for them? And also, what packages do you think they should go for a more meaningful travel experience?
Okay, with the Gen Zs, no, I'm no longer Gen Z. I have to accept it. With the Gen Zs, it's so nice because actually we should be getting tips from them. Everything right now is online. Every single detail from how they get to the airport, when they're in the airplane, until when they get down, the places where to eat, they're literally showing and sharing it already. But in terms of like mental reset and all of these things, when you go to a place for a first time, people often think, oh, I'll DIY it all throughout, but because it's going to be cheaper. But what they don't know is certain packages really becomes cheaper. Just leave 1 or 2 days free so you get to explore things and surprise yourself still. So I really still highly suggest certain packages, especially if you're not going back to a place.
Yes.
Like I mentioned Turkey earlier on, if you're not going back to that place, you might as well see the history, the culture as much as possible, and then make sure to leave 1, 2, 3 days free.
For like shopping and all
Yeah,
that.
not just shopping, but also to be able to experience. Talagang shopping.
Shopping talaga. I think the packages,
Sorry,
packages
Chal.
help make
No, but thanks for the
sure
honesty, yeah.
to help make sure that sulit yung Turkey experience because it's just the first time, maybe the last time.
Yes.
But actually, Chal, I want to talk about what you said, kanina, about how Gen Zs put everything on social media. Because actually, sometimes I found that challenging. For example, when I go to Japan, all the Gen Z recommendations that I found, the lines are crazy. So how do you kind of plan with that, right? Like, because all the recommendations, everybody's going there too. So what are your tips to kind of not follow the crowd and go against the grain?
Okay, when looking at social media, I'd probably go to that first because there's a lot of hype. You know how they always say, I won't gatekeep anymore.
Right, exactly.
That's like
That's
the
always
common
they
thing.
say.
And it's like, that has existed for 100 years.
Right.
No one's gatekeeping it. But seriously speaking, when it comes to these places, maybe when you look online, what's nice to look at is, let's say, the hotel room, because they get to feature it, you get to see it. So that's when it becomes a little bit more reliable, and you get to see the thing. Oh, and you get to make a decision from that. But for restaurants, oftentimes I hear these people say, "This is the best. These are the places."
Right.
And when you do try them, you could still be disappointed, or like what
Or
you
it's
say,
overhyped, or the line's long.
That happened to me a couple of times.
Yeah.
Like you find it underwhelming.
I was like, oh, girl, you said this was so good. Then when you ate there, you're like, I literally waited an hour, and I was like, okay, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I still go to official websites. As tita as it may sound, these are places like if you want really like these certain restaurants, there are listings, there are authorities, there are gatekeepers as well, I guess, that you could really trust that would say, oh, these are the places that you could visit. Now, as for the lines, I think it's a thing right now.
Right.
Certain people line up for certain places without even knowing what's at the other end. They just see
Yeah,
other
exactly.
people lining up, so it must be good, right? I like even when I travel with my husband, I like how he does it. It's not where it's hyped, but really with your own personal taste. So that one really makes a whole difference. Really know what you want to try, not what people are telling you that could be good.
I love that. Well, Chal, we're gonna play a quick rapid fire segment with you, if that's okay.
Of course,
Are you
I'm
ready? Okay. So, Mai,
You
you
go
go
first,
first.
you go first.
Okay, are you ready? First thing you do when you wake up.
Yawn. True, it's true. Go back to sleep.
Okay, morning person or night owl?
Night owl. Who wants to be a morning person?
Yeah, girl, agreed. Stage or office?
Both. Both are my stage.
Yes, I love.
Because she's a girl
I
boss.
know.
Heels or sneakers?
Heels. I have a high arc, so people find it weird, but I feel more
Oh,
comfortable
so you're more
with
comfortable
heels.
with heels.
That's
Yes.
true, that's true. 2 inches help, right? If you have
Sana
a high
all.
arch. But you go for
I wish. A word you overuse.
Like.
It's our generation.
Like.
Yeah.
go to karaoke song.
Oh my gosh,
We
I
all
can't
have that.
sing.
What is it?
I cannot sing.
Okay,
Lak
but
lak.
your Oh no! What's a luck lock?
Oh, what? I like that question. What's a lak lak?
What's a
Try
rock
it.
clock? I thought it was
But
like
even if I sing the simplest song, it's still a 20 or 30 grade over. I'm just being honest. But make me dance. I will do it.
Luck
you're
lock.
making
I'm
it so
confused.
hard on yourself. Lak lak is a
Lak lak,
hard
like drink?
song.
That's a drinking song or a
Yeah,
song?
yeah,
like
yeah.
to drink.
No, just because I thought that if I sang that, I would get a better grade in the karaoke, but it still didn't work.
Okay, girl, we're gonna go out tonight. I want to hear this luck lock. Okay, first love, travel or theater?
Oh, travel, always.
Comedy or drama?
Comedy, because comedy is
Facts.
all about truth with the right timing. That's why it's funny.
Yeah,
So it's
girl.
still dramatic, but that's what
Nice,
makes it funny.
yes.
There we go. Book or podcast?
Book.
Oh, make people laugh or make people book a flight? I think I know the answer.
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Missed flight or missed punchline?
Missed flight. Nothing like missing a punchline and people just looking at you and staring at you.
So
Yeah.
awkward, no?
Miss a flight, get another flight.
Worst travel buddy, latecomer or overpacker? Oh no, Monique.
Oh.
No, he's gonna want to travel with me, guys.
Overpacker.
I'm fun to travel with.
Late.
Latecomer,
I'm
yes,
always
that's the
early.
worst.
Latecomer during tours. Yeah.
Oh, I'm always early, so A for me there. Okay, improvised game or business pitch?
Improvised game. I believe in the power of improv.
That's always fun. Dream destination.
Dream destination. Oh my gosh. My dream destination is to be on a private jet with no internet, just there, 12 hours. So it's not really about the destination, but the journey for me. No one to bother me, no one reaching me. But I get to stand up because it's a private jet and walk around.
Okay,
That's
I will
one way
join
to
you.
do it.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
amazing. One thing you can't travel without.
My cell phone. Boring but true.
Girl, you said you just wanted to get rid of your internet. I don't want a cell phone.
No, but it's still a must if you're working and if you're taking photos, right?
Yeah. True.
CEO mood, chill boss or tough love?
Wow. Depends on the day of my period.
Honesty is the best policy.
I love that.
Okay, an empowered woman in one word.
Herself.
Okay, girl.
What scares you more, turbulence or dead air on stage?
I know
Dead air
this
on
one.
stage.
Yeah.
Turbulence is fun. You get the free roller coaster ride.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's like freaking out, and you're like, woo!
So, but how do you would you recover from dead air? Has that ever happened to you?
So I used to do improv comedy a lot for more than 10 years. And one thing that you learn with improv is that it's all about the truth. That's why it's funny. So with dead air, I don't think I ever had a dead air moment
thing
in my
to know.
life. It's more of quiet,
Yeah.
stop talking. But if you do ever have it, it's just being true to yourself. First thing that comes into your mind, just don't censor it, let it flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's not profanity. Yeah.
Noted. Travel guide or Google Maps?
Travel guide, I think. Yeah.
Lost luggage or lost trip?
Oh, the underwear. Wait. Lost.
You can always buy underwear.
Lost luggage. I've never had a lost luggage
Oh,
because
no.
my tip there is book your flights with one airline so that they could transfer your luggage all throughout
Yeah,
until
it's the
the
same.
end. So I've never had a lost luggage. Oh my God.
Duly
Okay.
noted. That's also my worst fear. Okay, if you had to do a quick escape, Tagaytay or Baguio?
Baguio. Baguio's a neverland for me.
Aw, it's
Yeah.
the cute, like,
Yeah.
fall
It's just
outfit, like
cold with
cold,
hot
yeah, with the
chocolate.
pine.
Marshmallow.
And it's always so accessible now, but like just avoid the crowds when talking about Baguio, right?
That's February with the
Yeah.
festival.
Yeah.
The Bengue.
The Panagbenga.
Yes.
Panag-
All right,
I don't
so-
know if I said that right.
What is more stressful, canceled flight or canceled show?
Canceled flight. I just had one like a couple of weeks ago when Air Canada had a strike. I don't know if that was in the news, but
It was, yes.
couldn't
for
sleep. I
real.
had to make sure everyone got on board.
One thing people don't know about you. Let's hear the truth, girl. Tell them.
I tell everyone everything, but I have virgin ears. Never been
Oh,
touched.
that's new.
Yeah, my nose beat it during the pandemic because we had to be home. Never been touched.
What finally made you do it?
No, never. Still virgin.
Oh, okay.
Yes, she got that clip
Yeah.
on.
It's a clip-on.
Clip-on.
I
Right.
love that. That's so funny.
So it's your turn, Mo.
It's me again? No, I asked the one thing
all
people
right,
don't
right.
know about you.
If not Chal, what nickname would you choose?
Hala. Maybe my real name,
What's your real
Charlene.
Charlene.
My full name, my
We
legal
call
name.
you Shari.
Oh,
Ate Shari.
see, when I say Chal to everyone,
Yeah.
it's a very rare
It's
name.
short.
Barely
Yeah.
anyone has it in this
And do
country.
they always ask, what's your real name?
Yeah, no, I always get Charles. I just call me whatever you want at your service. Yeah.
Okay, if life were a play, what's the title of your story?
Medias res, always in the middle of things.
All right, the billion-dollar question. If you had 1 billion pesos right now,
This is so fun. Huh?
how would you
Right?
spend it?
How will I spend it? Not on luxury cars.
Good answer.
Okay. Oh my God, I want to end it right there, but last na. And lastly, if you had to serve a daily dish, what would it be?
Kanin, because kanin is life.
Rice is
And that's perfect! Ang galing! Chal!
This was so fun.
This was so fun!
I love the luxury cars answer, ha? Very
Improv ka
on
talaga,
brand.
sis. Ang galing mo. I'm like, yes.
All right. From Mice News.
Thank you, Chal, for joining us
Thank you,
today.
thank you.
That
It's
was
been
so
a
funny.
pleasure. It's been so fun. Super mom, power woman, girl boss. Thank you.
Everything
Thank you for
na.
having me. That was so fun.
Up next, guys, we have another corporate love story that ended up in the public's eyes. And no kiss cam involved. The Daily Dish will be right back.
This is my daily dish. This is my daily dish.
Welcome back, and you're still watching The Daily Dish. So, it's a corporate love story again, this time with a sour aftertaste. Nestle has fired CEO Laurent Frey just a year into the job. An internal hotline first tipped off the board about a possible fling with a subordinate. After a second investigation and initial denial from Frex, the workplace romance was confirmed. Earlier this year, the CEO of the firm, Astronomer, stepped down after he was caught on the kiss cam with company's HR executives at Coldplay.
Guys, so what
Remember
did we learn
that
from all
concert?
of these affairs? Should we not have office affairs? What are your thoughts
You know,
on
the
that?
thing is, you need to declare it.
But an affair in itself is,
No, but okay,
I think-
let's put it in context, okay? An affair is different. It means to say that you've got a spouse or a partner declared. If you're single
If it's a
and you fall in
fling,
love
yeah.
with somebody, I think it's best to declare and say, hey, look, this is happening, and then that's when you make a decision whether to stay in the company or you move or one of them into a different
somewhere
department,
else.
as long as there's no
as long
conflict.
Yeah.
as it's a legit relationship.
But what are your
between
thoughts
two
on
single persons?
What are your
Yes.
thoughts though for dating? Like if you're obviously not married, for single people, what are your thoughts on dating a
Within the
coworker
company
or within the company?
I think it's
Is
best
it very
to-
unprofessional?
I think now
I'm
companies
single.
now they have a rule now that you have to declare it to HR.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, like that's what I tell my team members. You got to declare. I mean, you can't
You can't hide it. It's gonna be obvious.
And you can't.
No, but the CEO of Astronomer is with the HR head.
Yes,
But
and
that's
that was
different. That was unfair.
complete
That was
conflict.
crazy. But I think, is the Nestle guy, was that an affair or was it?
We
haven't
need
checked.
to research
We
on
need to
that
double
before we
check.
say something, right? But
yeah.
ladies, that interview with Chal was so enjoyable. I wanted to jump in the set.
I
and
know, I
talk to
saw
you
guys,
was so
if you were
fun.
watching Ferdi outside of our little set here, Ferdi was like dying. He wanted
Dying.
to say, he was like, oh my God, guys.
We
I
forgot
can't."
to ask her about her travel in Bangkok.
Oh yeah, don't worry, guys. We're
Yeah.
planning to travel to Bangkok. Watch out for
The Daily
funny
Dish will be there.
outtakes.
Right. So that is it for us today, Wednesday, September
3.
3. I couldn't see again.
Join us again tomorrow. That's what she's gonna say for
Yeah,
more
yeah.
real talk, right? And a lot of spilled tea.
With zero filter, I'm Monique Tuzon. Anytime is always a good time because it's more fun with us.
And I'm Ferdi Salvador, always on top with the news and stories that matter most.
I'm Mai Rodriguez. That's a Daily Dish served. Thank you for watching.